Hey guys, so in this video we'll be going through simultaneous equations. So what I've done here is I've given you three examples I'm going to go through, starting from easy, medium, and then going to hard. So hopefully you'll be able to understand how to solve these simultaneous equations. Now, just to note, this is linear simultaneous equation. There is another type of simultaneous equation called quadratic simultaneous equation, which is a lot more is more advanced than this. But I'm gonna show you how to do this first, and hopefully you guys will be able to understand it, and then I'll give you guys some questions as well to try out, and then you guys can play that back to see the work solutions through this. Okay, and if these videos have been helping you out, just put it down in the comments so I know. And yeah, let's get straight to it. So simultaneous equation, the way you want to look at simultaneous equation is essentially you want to find a value for x and value for y, right? You have two unknowns. If you look at these equations, you need to solve them to find x and y. So the first thing you want to do with these kind of questions, so if we look at this first one here, is always we're going to label these equations. I'm going to label this as equation 1 and label this as equation 2. Okay, and then I'm going to put a line here. Now the way you're going to solve this is very easy. So if you're going to look at it from a vertical perspective, right? So 3x and 2x and y minus y. Now for you to find one, either x or y, you have to eliminate either x or y. And for you to be able to eliminate x or y, they have to be the same. So either my x's have to be the same to eliminate it, or the y's have to be the same. Now, if you look at this equation, can you see there's one y and one y here as well? They're the same, right? But I need to get that to 0. So the question is, what operation, when I say operation, it means do I add or minus? What do I have to add y with minus y to get 0? Or do I have to do y minus y to get 0, right? How can I get this to 0? And essentially that is basically if I add them. Because if I add equation 1 and 2, which basically means if I do y plus minus y, that gives me 0. Right? So for me to get that to 0, I have to add. So this is why I say equation 1 and 2. And now how I add that is I said 3x plus 2x is 5x. You add vertically, and then 7 plus 3 equals to 10. So that means x is equals to 10 divided by 5. X is equals to 2. You just find your x value. That was it. Right, not too difficult, right? So you're just trying to find your y, you're trying to make y 0 because they're the same here. Now once you find your x value, you're going to substitute this x equals 2 in either equation 1 or equation 2. That's your choice. So I'm just going to choose equation 1. So I'm going to say 3x plus y is equals to 7. Now I know what my x value is, right? 2. So I'm going to substitute 2 where I see x. It's 3 times 2 in bracket like this, plus y is equals to 7. So 3 times 2 is 6. Plus y is equals to 7. So then y is equals to 7 minus 6. 7 minus 6. Look at why can I not draw the 6? 7 minus 6. So y is equals to 1. So that's your answer. X is equals to 2 and y is equals to 1. That's it. That's how you solve it. Pretty straightforward once you get it, right? So make a note of this. If you haven't written in your book, write it down so you understand what to do before going on to the second one. Now, what's the difference in the second equation here? Can you guys see what's happening? So again, first thing, I'm just going to say equation 1 and I'm going to say equation 2. Okay, I need to solve them. But if you can see, right, from question 1, you had y the same. Here you don't have y the same or x the same. So in this case, what we need to do is we need to make either x or y the same. Your choice again. I'm going to go with x. I'm going to make the same. Now, what I can make x the same is to be 3, right? And the way I can do this is I already have 3x in equation 1, but I can make the equation 2 with this x to be 3. And the only way I can make this x to be 3 is times it by 3. So what I say is I say equation 2 times by 3. And essentially what I'm going to do is, you see equation 2, this is equation 2, x plus 2y equals 12. I'm going to multiply every single term by 3. So x times 3, 3x. 2y times 3, 6y. And then 3 times 12, 36. Right? Remember, I'm timesing 3 by everything in equation 2. This is why I say equation 2 times 3. Now, because this is a new equation, I label this as equation 3 because it's a new equation. Now, what I do is I bring my equation 1 back down. I don't need to change that because that's already got a 3x. So 3x minus y equals 1, and I rewrite this as equation 1, right? Now, can you see, look at the x here. They're the same, right? That's the whole purpose of me trying to get x the same, is by timesing this by 3 so I can get 3x and 3x the same, because then I can cancel it out to make 0. And the only way I can make that 0 is if I take this away. So I say equation 3 minus equation 1. And if I minus them vertically like this, 3x minus 3x is 0. 6 minus 1 is 7. So we say 7y because the minus and minus becomes plus. And then 36 minus 1 is 35. 7 lots of y is 35. So 1 lots of y is 35 divided by 7, which is 5. So I've got my y value, and we're going to do the same thing. Substitute this in equation 1 or 2. Your choice. I'm going to put it in 2 this time. So I'm going to say x plus 2y equals to 12. So that means x plus 2 times y, which is the same as saying 2 times 5, because I know my y value is 5, equals to 12. So x is equals to 12. Now 2 times 5 is 10. Move it to the right hand side, minus 10. So that means x is equals to 2. And that is my answer for x and y. Okay? Hopefully that makes sense. If not, put it down in the comments. Now, look at this third equation. So if we look at the third question here, what can you guys see different? Again, I'm just going to put this as equation 1, as equation 2. Now, look at the method that I'm doing, right? If you write this method in the exam, you're good. You don't have to worry about anything. Straight to the point, no messing around. But anyway, if we look back at question 3, now what you can see is, if you look at question 2, you only needed to manipulate one equation, so times one equation to get the same number. But if you look at this here, we have x that's not the same and y that's not the same as well. But we need to times both of them now to make the same number, right? So again, you can choose to make x or y the same. This time I'm going to go for y. So if I look at 3 and 2, what number can I make 3 and 2 to be the same? I can make that 6, right? So then I can say equation 1. So for 3, how do I get 6 from 3? I multiply that by 2, because I know if I do 3 times 2, it gives me 6. So equation 1 times 2, I'm going to times everything in equation 1 by 2. So minus 5x times 2 is minus 10x. 3y times 2 is 6y. And then minus 9 times 2 is minus 18. Remember, this is a new equation, so I label this as equation 3. Now, for equation 2, I'm going to times this. So remember, we're trying to make the y 6, right? So how do I get 6 from 2? I have to multiply that by 3. So because I know 3 times 2 is 6, right? So I have to times now everything by 3, equation 2. So minus 4x times 3 is minus 12x. Minus 2y times 3 is minus 6y. And then 3 times minus 16 is minus 48. Equation 4, because it's a new equation, right? Now, can you see, look at the y's. They're the same now, isn't it? So that means you can get that to 0. And the only way I can get 6y minus 6y to 0 is if I add them. So then what I'm going to say is equation 3 add equation 4. So I'm adding them vertically. Minus 10 add minus 12, minus 22x. 6y add minus 6y gives you 0. Minus 18 minus 48 is minus 66, right? So minus 22, so that means x is equals to minus 66 divided by minus 22. The 2 negative becomes a plus when you divide, and then you're left with 3. So x is equals to 3, right? So now once you found x equals to 3, substitute in equation 1 or 2. I'm just going to put in equation 1. So minus 5, because it's x, that is becoming 3 plus 3y is equals to minus 9. So that's minus 15 plus 3y is equals to minus 9. So 3y is equals to minus 9 plus 15, right? So 3y is equals to 6. So that means y is equals to 6 divided by 3 is 2. And that's your answer. Okay? So hopefully you guys understood this, but look at this is important, right? Look what I'm writing here on the left hand side of each of these. That will tell the examiner exactly what you're doing. So even if you get your answer wrong, you're still going to get marks for the method, right? The method is so important. Don't just think just because you got the answer you're going to get the full marks. It doesn't work that way. It's all for method marks. So hopefully you've understood how to do these different types of simultaneous equation. And again, if there's nothing, if you still don't understand it, just go back and play it again, right? And you'll get it. At the end of the day, what you want to try and make is either make x the same or y the same, and then eliminate it. Once you've eliminated, you can then find your x and y and then substitute it back in the equation 1 or 2 to find the corresponding value for that. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a couple of questions for you guys to try out. Have a go, stop the video, play it back, and then see the work solutions. Okay, so here are the questions. Have a go at them and then play the video back again. Right, so if we look at the first one, we're going to first and foremost always remember to put equation 1, equation 2, right? Now, the y's are already the same, so for me to get this to 0, I'm just going to say equation 1 add equation 2. So 5x plus 4x is 9x. 16 plus 11 is 27. So that means x is equal to 27 divided by 9, which is 3. Found my x value. Once you got x, put it back in equation 1 or 2. I'm going to put it back in equation 1. So 5 times 3 plus y equals 16. So that's 15 plus y equals 16. So that means y is equals to 16 minus 15. So y is equals to 1. And that should be your answer for the first one. Second one, what we're going to do is, again, label equation 1 and 2. Now, I'm going to make x the same because all I need to do is times equation 2 by 4 to get that to 4. So I'm going to say equation 2 times 4. So that means 4 times x is 4x. 4 times minus 2y is minus 8y. And then 4 times minus 9 minus 36. Equation 3. Bring equation 1 down. So 4x plus 3y equals to 41. So that's equation 1. Now, because you're going to take, well, you need to get this to 0. The only way I can do that is by taking them away. 4x minus 4x is 0. Minus 8 minus 3 is minus 11y. Minus 36 minus 41 is minus 77. So then y is equals to minus 77 divided by minus 11. So y is equals to 7. Once you find y, put it back in equation 1 or 2. I'll put it back in equation 1. So 4x plus 3 times 7 equals 41. So then it's 4x plus 21 equals 41. So 4x is equals to 41 minus 21 is 20. So 4 lots of x equals 20. X equals to 20 divided by 4, 5. That should have been your answer for the second one. Now the third one, we're going to again label this as equation 1 or 2. I'm going to make y the same. So I'm going to make that to be 20. So I'm going to say equation 1 times that by 4. So if I times everything by 4, that's going to be what? Minus 12x, 4 times 5y, 20y, and then 4 times 5, 20. Equation 3. Now for equation 2, for me to get that 4y into 20, I'm going to times that by 5. So that's going to be minus 35x plus 20y is equals to 45, 4 minus 95. Equation 4, right? Yeah, that is 45, 4, 5 minus 95. Okay, and for me to get now to the 0 for y, I need to do equation 3 minus equation 4. So 12 minus minus 35. If you're not sure, just write it like this. 12 minus minus 30, minus 12 minix minus 35 is the same as saying minus 12 plus 35. So you're going to take away. So that's going to be 23x. Okay, 23x. And then equals to, now you're going to do 20 minus minus 95, right? So that becomes 20. So if you count it, do 20 minus 20 minus minus 95. So that's going to give you 115. Okay, now if you do 115 divided by 23, because you want to find x, that's going to give you 5. Once you find x equals 5, sub in equation 1 or 2. I'm going to put in equation 1. Minus 3 times 5 plus 5y is equals to 5. So that's going to be minus 15 plus 5y is equals to 5. So 5y is equals to 5 plus 15. Y is equals to 5y is equals to 20. So y is equals to 4. That should have been your answer. Okay, so if you got this stuff, well done. If not, check where you went wrong. If you're still not sure, just put it down in the comments. So hopefully this video helped you out. This is pretty much simultaneous equation. Okay, so if this has, give it a thumbs up. Would really appreciate that. And yeah, I'll see you guys on the next one.